Okay, picking up where we left off, we're implementing alternative decision number 1. The first thing is that Mr. Inman needs to fill out the expulsion paperwork and finishes his thorough investigation, provide the documented information of what was said at the meetings with the school resource officer and the situation in its entirety. He's going to inform the director of the paperwork being filed and submitted. He's going to ask for the due process and appeals formalities so that he can inform David and his parents. He's going to have that meeting with David, his parents, and the principal, outline the situation extremely detailed and documented everything through, inform David and his parents of the entire due process and appeal formalities. And he's also going to inform David and his parents that he will assist them in any way that he is able to do so during this process. He's going to provide good guidance and assistance as warranted by David and his parents. He's going to turn the situation over to the district at this point. Mr. Inman will reach out to David and his parents throughout the process to see if they need any help and how everything is going. He's also going to re-engage and reach out with James to continue to try and give him some guidance during this time. The possible outcomes of this, you have the positive outcome, which is David is acquitted of school and legal ramifications through the due processes and appeals. Mr. Inman followed the protocol, he did his job, and he's not going to be reprimanded during this time, and he's able to help with the process of the appeal. Negative outcomes is that one, David appeal is not overturned, and he's not acquitted of the charges either on the school record or legally. The second one would be that David and his parents don't file the appeal. Him and his parents leave the district, and he still has a felony on his record. Who needs to know about what's going on is Mr. Inman, the principal, the director of secondary education, David's parents, and the school officer. If it doesn't work, our next steps are that Mr. Inman needs to go to the district level and fight for David. And the second one is Mr. Inman needs to follow up with them during the appeal process and offer his support and guidance. In conclusion, the first step for Mr. Inman is to write up an expulsion for David and follow district policy. Next, he will let the director of secondary education know about the filing of the expulsion paperwork. Third, he's going to ask the district or the director of the district's due process and appeals process for information. Fourth, he will ask the principal to be part of the conversation and keep him informed of what's going on. Next, they will call David and his parents to a meeting to inform them of the district protocol. During the meeting, he's going to talk about the necessary protocols necessary to file for the appeal, both legally and within the school, to get them off of his legal and school records. Additionally, follow up with the school resource officer. Next, he's going to file the paperwork for the expulsion, and last will be to follow up with all the parties involved. There was little information provided to make a quality judgment on what to do. We do not know how much training Mr. Inman had for this situation. We are left to speculate why the principal was not involved throughout the case study, and we were not given the district policy for an appeal. This left a lot of speculation and questioning when looking at this, and we don't know. Mr. Inman does need to follow protocol, but should have been given guidance as a first-year assistant principal in this situation. Here's the references for this, and that was the Module 9 case study.